Hey there, everybody! Welcome back to another episode of my Farm Fates Lunatic Conquest Low Turn Camp playthrough. We're here with Chapter 19, and I'm joined with my friend Sheffin.
Hi, everybody.
And this map has been kind of... I've been kind of dreading it, let's be honest.
Map sucks.
I decided to just, suck it up and let's just get it over with. This map is notoriously bad in casual play, and, certainly not any better in low turn count contexts.
Yeah, but fortunately, the solution to this map and nearly every other map is just deploy a bunch of Wyvern Lords.
Yeah, so Corrin has also been reclassed to Wyvern Lord. She was also given the Arm Scroll, so now she has D-rank lances and C-rank axes. It's really nice to have D-rank lances because it lets you use the Beast Killer, which is effective against all the enemies on this map.
Yep, and something else to also note here at the start is Camilla and Jacob are both going to be using bronze weapons for the hit rate bonus, high hit rates of the weapons. And that's because the map is entirely Kitsunes, and Kitsunes are pretty fast naturally. The promoted Kitsunes also have avoid bonuses, an innate +10, and there's also tree tiles everywhere, pretty much. Just giving just +10 avoid to everyone nearby, and it doesn't line up every time either. So it's like it's just a pain in terms of hit rates.
And like usual, Conquest style of giving enemies really annoying or dangerous skills. A lot of these Kitsune are outfitted with Beastbane, which gives them effective damage against horses. And most of them have pass, which allows them to kind of just bypass our units, which would usually block them, but these guys just don't care. They'll just run them right by you and attack your weaker units behind them.
Yeah, they can also walk on water and mountains to a minor extent, so it's like you can't even really chokehold the bridge very well.
Yeah, on top of that, even though these guys have, low strength on some of them, these guys also have life and death, which grants them +10 attack, which is really annoying on a lot of enemies here. We're kind of dealing with a lot of them at once, so the damage really does add up.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why it was important for Camilla to rally defense Jacob at the start, and why Jacob didn't just go all the way up at the start.
Yeah, so some of the dudes are actually kind of out of range of Jacob, so they're going to be left around.
And sort of a good time to talk about the main mechanic of this map. Aside from it being all Kitsune, the main mechanic of this map is sort of the Kitsune's sort of illusion state. They have two states. They have their active state and they have their illusion state. When they're active, they'll be just like normal units, attack, defense, all that good stuff, move. When they're illusioned, however, they will not attack and they cannot be attacked. The main problem in terms of casual playthroughs is they change phases at the start of the enemy phase. So Kitsune you couldn't attack on your turn can now attack you on their turn, leaving you kind of without anything you can do aside from run away. It also sort of flips on that in terms of LTC, and that's Kitsune you couldn't kill on the enemy phase or on the player phase you can't kill them until the next two turns, so it just becomes a pain.
Yeah, it's really annoying because they like mixing these active turns around in some groups. Like in the middle group on turn 1 with Camilla, there were a few active ones at the start of the map, but there were also a bunch of illusioned ones, so it was really important that we got somebody in the middle to kind of aggro these enemies and then be able to reach the boss next turn.
Yeah, because the boss also has a group of sort of mixed active and illusioned.
Yeah, so it's really nice because we got the middle group aggroed, and Corrin is positioned in a way where most of these enemies will actually attack her on enemy phase here.
Yeah, which is good for just building up Corrin's EXP and Lance rank, which will become pretty important later on.
For sure. So Caden here is probably one of the most dangerous bosses we have encountered so far. He's very fast, and he also hits pretty hard. So, unfortunately, Camilla's not able to one-round him.
Yeah, she is able to one round his sort of posse though, which is good.
Yeah, thankfully he's also one of the kitsunes that are active on turn 2 because we require a 2-hit KO. This works wonderfully and lets us kind of kill him just in time.
Yeah, if he wasn't active on this turn, then Gwyn would either have to pretty much go for a Killer X crit, which the Killer X hit rate isn't too good to begin with, and then just going against Katie.
So some of these hit rates are actually pretty nasty because, like Chef said earlier, their forest tiles are very obnoxious, and these guys have like innate avoid bonus, and it's just really annoying because it stacks, and these guys are naturally fast already, so...
Yeah, there's some weapons like the Beastone Plus that give an avoid bonus, which is like, oh. So this is sort of an important player phase in that Gwyn has to kill all the active Kitsune right now, because if he doesn't, they'll illusion up, and Gwyn, the 3 turns Gwyn currently is aiming for will suddenly go up and smoke into a 5 turn. Just like that. Yeah,
it's very important that we kill everything, and thankfully we kind of positioned everybody in a way where they can kind of milk some experience and kind of kill the remaining Kitsune here. So thankfully we have so many flyers that can kind of just bypass all of this terrain and just ignore all the forests.
Yeah, that's one of the good things about them having a bunch of flyers. Since the tree tiles don't exactly line up, you can't really eyeball movement penalties. Just at a glance. Yep, I'm killing up one of the last Kitsunes here.
Yeah, something I also didn't mention earlier, these guys are actually pretty accurate, and it was really annoying with Kaze because I kind of wanted to feed him a bunch of experience this map, but I wasn't able to, and I didn't want to rig dodges on top of like all of these hit rates. Like, the hit rate on Kaden was 72. That was inconsistent, landing like so many 70% in one recording, and I didn't want to rig the dodges on top of that, so I ended up settling, and we'll have to see if Kaze's is going to be able to keep up later on.
Yep, we'll see. But Camille's going to kill the last 2 Kitsune that turn active on the immunity phase, and that's going to secure Gwyn's 3 turn.
Yeah, so this was a mess of a map, but I'm really glad that we got past it. The rest of the playthrough is going to be very fast-paced. I like to kind of, yeah, I like to kind of compare the late-game Conquest stretch to also kind of Path to Radiance, where there's just a gauntlet of Siege objectives. So I hope I can kind of keep this run from crashing and burning.
And now die at the feet of Ryoma or Iago.
So we'll see you next time for Chapter 20 and the beginning of the Siege Gauntlet. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye-bye.